Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a video... What the fuck? I just totally lost it.
It's a video.
Show. It's a show.
It's a video.
It's a video. It's a show that happens twice a week. It's about video games sometimes.
Sometimes.
We're two old guys and one other guy who I think is the youngest person to ever guest host.
One rather young brother.
One rather young brother. One rather or younger brother.
Nicole's not liking that.
Nope.
She's not liking that.
And and as a man, as he gets older, he's only going to get better looking. So it just sucks all the way around. Talk about old games. I'm Beard host Tyler. And instead of me going first, I'm going to defer to Ryan for him to go first.
Okay. Well, I want to start off with my strip club story. So
Yeah.
Miller will like that. I've only
Taryn
been
will
to-
like it too.
Yeah.
I might also like it.
Taryn and Miller are like two sides of the same coin.
Air quotes, strip club people.
Then they've probably seen what I'm going to talk about. Like it's no big deal. But anyways, I've only
Dicks.
been. I've only been to a strip club one time.
Once?
Once. Ever. And it was my bachelor party.
Are you
And
saying
that-
that because your wife might be listening, or you can tell me when we're off the mics?
No, I mean it really is. I've only been to a strip club one time.
They swing, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You guys are brothers, right? Because I know you've been to a strip club a lot more than once.
Yep.
Okay. But it was in Nashville, so you can imagine how nice it was. I think it was Stephanie's Cabernet or whatever.
Cabernet would be Stephanie's wine.
Okay. Cabernet. Okay. That shows you how much I've been there. Once we went in, it was superhero night. So all the strippers were dressed up as superheroes.
They all have on like superhero themed little boy underwear.
Kinda.
Okay.
Did they not
But yeah.
understand that they're supposed to be
yeah.
naked?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they got there eventually. But anyways, there was my group of friends on one side, and there was another guy that was his bachelor party on the other side. So all night, it was a continuous, I'm going to buy the stripper over to our side.
Dogma.
Like
okay.
Dogma,
And,
yeah.
and I have a couple friends, one in particular, that just loves strip clubs, and he probably spent $500 or $600 that night.
Oh my god.
Just because he'll get drunk and then just go to the ATM, get out more money.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to use a pro tip. Don't use a strip club ATM,
No.
by the way.
$10, $20 transaction fee. Yeah.
Dang. And yeah, he just kept giving me money, but there was one stripper there that was unbelievable. And everybody, I mean, I gave her most of my money, and most of all of us did. But there was one girl, she was kind of chubby. But Cody...
That's your bargain. That's your bargain stripper.
Yeah. Cody, the one that got all that money out, he loved her. Obsessed with her. And he wouldn't hardly give any money to anybody else but her. So every time she'd come up, he'd just...
Make it rain?
Yeah, make it rain. And... she just every time she would come out, she would stay on his side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like in the middle of it, she had this thing where she would grab a couple of dollar bills and she would put it. Oh, I got to say vagina because I know you don't like the other word.
Poon is fine.
Okay. She would put it there and then queef and just make it fly up in the air. Oh man! And when she would do that, Cody would just really make it rain. So every time she would queef, he loved it.
Can we get Cody on the show?
Is he the one that called and left
No,
his number?
no.
Okay. Because like Please, stripper, spritz all of my dollars with your own brand of perfume.
Oh man.
I'm imagining this stripper looked like Natalie from Facts of Life. I don't know why. That's just the face and body I've given her.
I did the same exact thing. It's weird.
And I do have another intro story.
Good, because I don't have any.
But whenever I was coming on my way in here, you actually got fan mail.
We got fan mail?
One.
One.
Phil Hawkins letter. It's over there.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying that we received one, like, today.
And it had your name on it.
Oh, we did get something today.
Yeah.
To Dave. Thanks for giving me that ride, Michael. Is this Wendy's Michael? I saw him last night, by the way. What's in here?
Hopefully fingernail clippings and
All of my
eyelashes.
fingernail clippings. Okay. I don't want to destroy his note. It's weird he didn't mention this to me last night when he was like,
He wanted to surprise you.
yeah, I guess. Yes. This packaging isn't up to USPS standards. I don't see any postage on here or anything. It's weird.
Thanks for giving me that ride. Did you get that thing I sent you?
All right, what we got?
Gosh, that'd be so funny. You go by. Did you get that thing I sent you? What's it?
All right, it's some kind of shirt, maybe. It's a Tweety Bird shirt. If I'm gonna take a guess, it's probably a quadruple XL. No, just an XL. It says, "That what she said." Well, you know what? Next time I go through Wendy's, I'm gonna wear this.
Just that, please. No bottoms.
No, I never wear bottoms when I go through Wendy's drive-thru.
Oh man.
Well, thanks, Michael, if you're listening, which I know you are. Last night when I went through, he was obsessed. He kept touching my car, like he was reaching out of the window, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you ever get rid?" I was like, "I know. If I ever get rid of it, I'll let you know." He's like, "Paint's coming off." I was like, "It's not the paint; it's the overcoat. This overcoat's coming off."
But there's a reason that I know that guy.
You know that guy? You don't really know that guy.
I don't really know him personally.
But you don't. You know?
I know him
who that is?
through the Wendy's drive-thru. I swear to you. Because I went through there one time with my car, and ever since
Southside Wendy's.
Southside
Yeah.
Wendy's, and he talks to me about it every single time. And even if I drive my dad's Mazda,
He talks about your car?
He still talks about my S2000. He's like, "Where's your S2000?" I was like, "Well, it's in the garage at home." But every time I go through there, he asks me that, and then one time he was, "Would you trade that for a Jeep or something?" He always says that too.
Would you trade it for a skateboard?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad that's not just me. That does make me feel a little bit better.
So I think I laughed the hardest out of Tadpog whenever I listened to your story because I knew exactly who you were talking about. Oh man.
Does he hang out of the drive-through window when like you pull up as well?
He's the one that takes the money. He always takes my money.
Then you never give him a car back.
Yeah.
Man. And he's going to be on the Tadpog field trip.
But I talked to him.
It's a destination.
Yeah.
I've talked to him enough to where I'm comfortable around him. And I told Tyler, if I would have went through there, I would have asked him to do a call-in. and then said something to you.
Why'd you spoil that? No, that could be great. We're in. We're in. If you want to pull the curtain back, we just paused the show because your dad called both of you with a major emergency. And what was that emergency?
Because this is what I do for him. He wants to sound very official in his emails, so I'll help him word emails to send to the company. So that was his emergency. I need you to help me word an email. Call me, call Ryan, call Meg, send us all text messages, call me back ASAP.
Well, when you picked your phone up and left, at some point he called Ryan
me
back.
right after. I guess you didn't answer it soon enough. And he completely forgot what he was going to tell me. He just immediately went in. "Oh, you're at Tyler's. You're recording? Oh, let me tell a joke. I got a joke." And then I was like, "Okay, go ahead and tell it." And he's like, "I don't want to say something that I've already said. I'll call you back." So
What's he gonna do? Re-listen to old episodes and see what jokes he said?
So he's patched in, and that explains the 1,000 downloads we've had from Rock and Roll Racing. I figure we'll just wait around until your dad calls back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I brought it up to Tyler, but I was thinking about VR, like the virtual reality, and how perfect is Pokemon Snap for VR.
I think it's great.
Because you sit in you're stationary, and that's how you are in the game. You're stationary, and you're moving in the game, and you're just looking and taking pictures. Like, I think that would be absolutely perfect for VR.
Are you going off your receipt right now?
Yeah.
Because that was kind of a. I think we need to explain the receipt.
Ryan's receipt remembrances.
Every time I've been listening to, I have a 4-hour commute to work, 2 hours there, 2 hours back every single day. So I go through 2 episodes, at least almost 3 episodes a day. So I'm going in reverse order, and I'm listening to all these. So while I am listening, I grab a pen one time, and I thought, I've got to write this down. I just remember I've got to say this next time I'm on. So I write it down. And the only thing I had in distance was a back of a gas receipt. So
I was hoping it was a Wendy's receipt. Yeah. Someone's drawn a heart on in a car.
But I always, like, I didn't want to use another piece of paper. I got to use the same one. So on the back of this,
That makes sense.
on the back of this receipt, I don't even know if I have it in here. I don't think I do.
I hope you do. I want to see this.
No, I left it at home. No, I do have it. Okay. It's a restaurant. It is a Arby's receipt.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't want to spoil it by reading all the things you've written.
We'll enter it in the TADPOG archive. So
Absolutely. With Josh's swords that he's drawn. You'll get to that episode in about a year, probably. Right?
there's my dad. He's calling me. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Well, I'm on a diet, and I'm pretty stupid about it because I tried to ride my exercise bicycle to work. And I went on a prune diet. I didn't lose weight, but you knew where to find me. I ate so many prunes, I was afraid to cough all day. But the young guys, they're able to chase women, a lot. But I'm getting old, and I'm just like an old dog. I just run out and on the end of my chain and bark.
I don't even understand that one.
And the first time I made love to my girlfriend was in the back seat of my mom and dad's car, and he couldn't hardly keep his eyes on the road.
Oh gosh. You got any more?
That'll be it. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
I told you my wife is cooking is so bad that we pray after we eat.
Yeah.
And I told her she needed to grease the bottom of the pan before she cooks, and she greased the bottom of the pan. Okay, moving right along.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Ooh, that was good. I feel like that was good.
That'd be fun to edit.
Is there any of those that he's already said?
The wife
cooking.
one. Yeah.
The wife
Good.
one.
Good. The funny part is he always makes fun of my uncle for telling really corny jokes. He's just as
Uncle
bad.
Dickie's are way worse than that. Oh, way worse.
You want to call Uncle Dickie real quick?
Oh,
Uncle Dickie.
Unky Dickie.
We'd be here all night because his are super long.
Yeah. Was the one, like, he was so excited to tell Meg one Christmas, and he sat her down, and he's like, did you know that the 3 wise men went to see Jesus in a Toyota? And Meg just looks at him. No, I didn't know that. How did that happen? Well, it says they all came in one accord. He's told that one like every single year, and he has to hunt Meg down and tell her specifically every year.
She's super polite and is never like,
Yep.
That's a Honda.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad you said that. I was about to.
I looked over, Ryan just like sweating. All right. Does he have any good jokes about Pokemon Stadium, do you think? Let's call him,
Maybe.
find out.
God.
All right. So, yes, I'm in. VR. VR me some Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
What else you got on the receipt?
Okay. One time Tyler said, let me finish this before you say anything. Because I know as soon as I say it, you're going to say something. But one time you were talking about Kenna, and you were like, man, I really don't want Kenna. I'm glad Kenna's not going to be a jock. And I think to myself, I'm like, you don't want Kenna to be a jock? So basically what I heard in my ears was, man, I really want Kenna just to be really uncoordinated and bad at sports. That's what I heard when you said that.
I'm just saying one, I don't want her to be a jock because she'll be able to kick both mine and Meg's ass. But more than likely, like, she's got the genetic lottery disadvantage on both sides for being a jock. So
You got River and Sky to protect you.
that's true. That I want her to play. I've got so many games to pass on to her. She needs to be a nerd.
Yeah, she's got a big game inheritance for sure.
I'll get to my porn question. And
Excellent.
okay, yeah, that's why all these
That's a good follow-up.
We talked about your kid. Okay, that porn question.
all these questions are really out of order just because I wrote them down when I was thinking about it. Anyways, and I was thinking about porn, and when I watch porn, I don't look up my fantasy. Like, I try to find a girl that most looks like my wife, Danielle. I try to find something that looks just like her, and then that's what I fantasize. That's what I watch.
Okay, so you wish she was a dirty whore.
Yeah. And what is crazy is I have actually found one that looks identical to her 100%. Like,
Don't say your name.
If you
Do not say her name.
I've got to. If you swap their faces, their body, their boobs, like everything, the entire body shape is 100%, and I would jerk off to her so much because of that.
Around 2,000 people want you to say the name right now.
It's Connie Carter.
Never heard of her.
I don't
Okay.
either.
Okay.
Must be
Well, I guess show notes. What Ryan fucks in the show notes.
Like it blew me away. Like I never save anything, but you better make sure I better believe that I pulled up a text file and wrote her name down as soon as I watched it.
Because you could have. There's a subreddit for that.
Really?
Called Doppelbanger. So you can submit a picture and be like, find me a porn star who looks like this girl.
That's awesome.
so. If you run out of ideas,
So what I was gonna that's what I always find. But do you always look up a fantasy, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess I'm more fantasy than like.
Realism.
I mean, I found and like when I find boobs that look like Meg's or boobs that I've had before and can no longer have. So that works. But yeah, most of the time it's just like fantasy or something I haven't done, something that's more taboo. So
I just browse Reddit. It's just like roulette. It's just like whatever I land on. All right. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes to find something. Sometimes it takes 3 hours. But
because Bailey J's dick looks just like Meg's, so I'm just like, yeah.
It always bugs me whenever I come across a video that I'm really into and I love it, but the girl that's in it is so loud or so obnoxious. Like, it just ruins it for me.
I love Holly Houston, but in a good 60% of her videos, it's just like you have to turn the sound off because she's like so shrill and her dialogue is really bad, but she's incredibly hot and what I like in the MILF category. But yeah, it's just she's one of the people I love to look at her, but I cannot sit and listen to her.
are you guys? I think her name is Lucy Wilde.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you know there's a subreddit dedicated to her that's called, I believe it is R Retarded Lucy.
She looks like there is something going. Like, okay, like she has the
I can look her up.
the fucking ideal body for a porn star. It's her proportions are unreal.
What's her name?
Lucy Wilde.
Lucy Wilde.
Lucy Wilde.
She's also Busty Buffy is also what she's known as. But there's something going on with her face and that like her expression never changes. She can be getting railed by like 8 different dicks and all different holes, and it's just like, but her expression, like she
My gosh,
cannot change it.
And it's
Boobs.
Yeah. See, I don't like her nipples, so I'm not a big
Yeah.
Lucy Wilde fan. So like, if she had like the nipples I like, I'd be all about her, other than her very strange face.
it's not like plastic surgery or anything either. It's like it's just like, and it's not really like paralysis either. It's just this unexpressive, just
Yeah.
it's kind of bizarre.
And it's not like stoicism either. It's not
No.
like she has a lack of facial expression.
No.
She has
There's one. She's mastered.
It's gonna be good show notes.
Yeah, that's pretty. Everything else I have is pretty like game related.
And we'll just throw all that aside. We don't want that garbage. Well, go get your game stuff out.
Okay.
Let's get that receipt so you
Yeah.
can crumple it up and throw it away.
Okay. I'll start off on one. I have a really bad problem, and I know that Tyler has this exact same problem because I've seen it. But whenever I go on vacation,
Your dick also looks like a stiletto
Yeah.
that you stabbed into the wall.
okay, well, okay, I will talk about
Exploited.
boners. Okay, every day when I go to work, there is these. It is. I could time it. I could look at my watch and tell me exactly. I get a boner every single morning on the way to work. No idea. No idea.
Well, you know what's
It
really
is-
what also doubles down on that is like you tell us I listen to 3 episodes of TADPOG every
I
day.
get a boner every day. That's what it is.
It's
I just
weird.
realized that.
When you guys talk about boners, it transfers to my boner. So then a double boner.
What I was really gonna say is,
If we did have some kind of like energy that we shot out for this podcast, it would be boner energy. Like,
Boner vibes. Just boner rays. There we go.
sorry, Ryan, you were saying.
but it is always at the same time because every time I used to go to school, I used to go to Murray, and it was always right when I got to Murray. So there's to be sometimes I'd have to wait in my car for a second for it to go down before I'd actually walk and go to class.
You didn't want to just walk into class with a boner?
Yeah,
No, you got to tense your thighs and count to 20.
never tried that.
Yep.
Okay.
I usually just,
I got that on off Reddit off live pro tips to get rid of
Yeah.
an unwanted boner.
Have you tried it?
Yep.
And it works?
It works.
You know what else you could do?
Jerk off.
Yep. One of those is more fun than the other.
Because I know you used to park in our friend's driveway, so every day you pull into Murray, jerk off in his driveway, and go to class.
Gosh. Okay. When I was talking about that, me and you both have the habit, and I've seen you have this habit, is whenever I go on vacation, I always get into a video game hardcore.
Yeah.
If I
That's what
have
vacation's for.
if I have a Game Boy, if I have something, I remember when I went to Vegas, I had Final Fantasy Tactics on the iPad, and I obsessed with that. And it's something about a vacation, being away from home, that makes me obsess with a certain video game.
I have that problem too, and I think it's all about like you've got all this time off, right? Like
Yeah.
for me, it's like I feel like I've got all this time off. I want to like use that time doing something I genuinely
Something
enjoy.
valuable.
Right? Like playing Heroes of the Storm, or something like that. I get it.
Okay. Well, y'all are just waiting on me. I just gotta bring
Yeah,
this
just
thing up.
fire them off. Let's.
Okay. And then another thing, did you ever play Halo? I know Tyler never has.
No, I've seen it played. If that
Okay.
counts, which it doesn't.
Okay. Well, I know some of the listeners have played Halo then.
I hope so.
One of the best things about Halo, the 2 best things were the multiplayer co-op.
Mm-hmm.
So, have your friends over, you can do co-op, 2 to 4 people.
And the
That-
big deal about Halo was, I mean, you could network the original Xboxes,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. And you could get all of your Xboxes. You could have a big LAN party
Mm-hmm.
and everything, all play against each other. Well, I read about the new Halo 5, and they announced that both of those features will be taken out.
So they've kept them in the entire time?
No, like the new Halo. Yeah, that's like a Halo thing is to have competitions, LAN parties,
Yeah.
and to have co-op, like people on the same TV co-op, and they took both of those things out.
Gotta get that Xbox Live Gold money.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I guess.
And-
People playing together and not paying for it. Fuck that. No.
That's one thing that made me steer clear of an Xbox. But that is one thing that really set. When I first met Danielle, she loved Halo, which was odd. It's like the only video game she's ever gotten into, but she was really good. Like I played her. The first time she ever came over to the house to hang out, we played Halo, and I played her 1v1, and of course I beat her to 25, but she had like 12 kills on me, which was.
I assume that's pretty good.
Well, it's impressive, I guess, for a girl that I've never. I know for a girl, but
Finish that sentence quickly.
I didn't know at all, and I don't know. It kind of sparked it for me.
I just had a really good train of logic that I'm sure you're
Okay.
going to appreciate. You were talking about playing Halo with your wife, who was your girlfriend at the time. And this is the wife that you looked up a porn star that was identical to her. So I made this long train of I found a video the other day that I think would be good for the show notes, and I wish I had watched when we had before we had talked about Catherine. I randomly found. I didn't search for this. I randomly found a video of a woman, an adult actress, playing Catherine while having intercourse.
Oh,
Wow.
All right. Awesome.
And the only reason that I know it's Catherine, first of all, there's a couple frames with it slightly in, but I can tell by the sound because you hear all the ching, woo, woo. Yeah, it's pretty good. She eventually, like they always do, she puts it down and decides to go full sex. I know, not dedicated to her craft.
Yeah, I just have one more point. I'd like to reiterate that Nicole is really old.
Well,
She's really behind, so she'll get to this.
Eventually.
She'll be 30, and it'll hit really hard.
By the time she's 30, she'll listen to it. That'd be awesome.
well, maybe Josh will hear it and tell her.
Well, I have to make sure she never hears this.
That's the day that Josh hacks TADPOG.com and takes an episode down.
She is really not going to be my friend on Facebook now.
She pulled me aside, and she's like, I can't believe he called me out on that.
Really?
Yeah. Because Nicole keeps a solid 95 on her friends list. So you send her a friend request. It's in limbo.
And you brought it up on the drive to Nashville for Tyler's birthday.
I heard her cringe from the back seat.
I saw it. Yeah. Because my immediate reaction, I was in the passenger seat. As soon as you said it, my head snapped over to Nicole. Let's gauge his reaction.
That's why I'm really pushing her being old part.
Is that it? Is the receipt done?
The receipt's done. Yeah.
You gonna hold on to it and
disappointed.
continue to write questions on it, or
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think we should? Okay.
Or go through Wendy's and start a
No,
new
you
receipt.
can have it. I mean, I'll start a new receipt.
Good.
I think you should go through the Wendy's drive-thru, get something from Michael,
Yeah.
maybe a number six.
A number 6 with no tomato.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I feel like I just know y'all so much better now. I listen to you every day.
Yeah, it's nice because the other 4 times you've been on, you didn't listen to the show. So
Yeah.
look what happens when you listen to it and then come on.
I'm Dave. I'm your respectable host. I don't have an intro because that was great.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. That was good.
What Ryan of Tyler's Brother fame did, I think was sufficient. I shared a lot about that video I found of the girl getting fucked while playing Catherine. I'm sorry, she was having fuck.
She's having fun. So Pokemon Stadium?
Yep.
Pokemon Stadium.
All right. Dave, you hear that?
No, I don't. I hear something. I can't tell what it is.
It's Lucy Wilde getting fucked in her only sound and facial expression. Of course I hear the Lucy Wilde fuck train.
leaving the station, which always, as everybody knows, ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads on Wikipedia. Pokemon Stadium search.
You don't have
Okay,
this
guys.
already pulled up.
Okay, guys. Pokemon Stadium, or as it's known in Japan, Pokemon Sutajiamutsu.
Big word for stadium.
Pretty
Okay.
good. Is a strategy video game developed by Nintendo EAD with the assistance of Creatures and HAL Laboratory. It was published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64 video game console. It was released on April 30th, 1999 in Japan, February 29th, 2000 in North America, and April 7th, 2000 in Europe. Though known in Western regions as Pokemon Stadium, the game is actually a sequel to the 1998 Pokemon Stadium. So I guess that came out in Japan.
Yeah, because doing research for this game, that's why I found out that Pokemon, I mean, it was huge over here, even bigger in Japan. So, like, they caught wind of Pokemon Stadium coming out, and the fans could not wait for development to be done. So they demanded a game sooner. So Nintendo of Japan published basically a prototype with only 42 Pokemon and published it, and it fucking sold like crazy. So they just to have them something to play before they actually come out with Pokemon Stadium.
That is interesting. I didn't know that, and I didn't know that that this game was originally intended for the Nintendo 64 disc drive.
Yeah.
Which
I guess came out in Japan. We just didn't get it.
yeah, we didn't get it. I think it came out in Japan. I think 9 games came out for it, and then they folded. So I just want everyone to remember that when we talk about how like the Wii U is a failure. Just remember the Nintendo 64 disc drive or dynamic drive.
I would have been pissed too. Like, Nintendo hypes this console, comes out way underpowered compared to the competition, and they're like, "Oh, just buy this other thing that's expensive that's gonna catch us up." No, fuck you, Nintendo, for not having the foresight and trying to sell old technology. Fuck you. I could totally understand. So,
Sega CD.
yeah, yeah. Still wanted to play that Metal Sonic though.
No, I get it. I do get that. We'll do that at some point.
And I guess before we actually start getting into it and really talking, like tearing it apart, at least that's what the vibe that I'm getting. The first time I ever seen this was at Tyler's. I don't want to say her name. High school girlfriend's house.
Okay.
Her little brother had it. He was obsessed with Pokemon, and I was blown away when the first time I seen it, because I went from playing Pokemon Red and Blue that was just on a Game Boy Color, that 2D space, just tiny and
That's
whatever.
fancy though, Game Boy Color.
Whenever I seen that Pokemon Stadium for the first time, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is amazing! It looks so good." And then I played it.
I still think it looks good.
Let me
it
interview
looks
the
good.
story real quick. Because you brought up, did you get to bring up the ex-girlfriend?
Okay.
The first time I ever heard you like have some balls and make a declaration about something before was involving my ex-girlfriend. I remember we had like a family reunion out at Hillman's Ferry Campground. Everybody was out there. And I think that was the first time our cousin Tanner had met her. And Tanner like kept looking at her, thought she was pretty, would like come up and do like boys do, like throw something at her or pull her hair or some shit like that. And
How old was Tanner?
he was pretty like 5,
He was
6,
like 34.
And I don't know if it kind of made you mad, but like we were all sitting around like making s'mores or something, and he was he was poking at her or something, and like we were like, "Geez, Tanner, why don't you just say something? Like, I like her. I'm not afraid to say it. I'll say it. I like her. I like you."
Did I really?
Yeah, you did.
I remember that. Because I thought
She didn't know what to fucking do.
I thought I didn't like her. But, damn.
This was like early on in the relationship. So it was,
Okay, I hadn't seen her true colors yet. I gotcha. I mean, for certain.
But she's pretty. It's whenever she starts talking at you.
Okay, I give you that.
and you're like, "Oh, you're evil." Okay.
Gotcha.
So when's she coming on the show?
That'd be great. First of all, okay, so blah blah blah. We haven't spoken in about 15 years.
I think that's perfect.
Glad to be on the show. Have you ever heard us before? Go ahead and vent then about all the shit.
I think this is a great idea, and I think if anyone agrees, they should let us know.
The
on
last time
Facebook.
I even saw her was at Sean Miller's wedding reception because they had a destination wedding in Mexico and then came back and threw a big reception party. And for some reason, he didn't invite her, but she was there. She came to somebody's +1.
Ah, gotcha.
And like we walk in, we're close to each other in line, we see each other, immediately turn our backs. And they seat us at like, there's like one table in between us. So most of the night is like spent like occasionally looking at each other, scowling, and then thinking somebody else at the table is hilarious. So, yeah, otherwise, I have not seen her at all since.
So what you're saying is Miller can probably get me in touch with her.
Probably. She's the only one of anybody that I've dated that I'm not friends with in any regard. So
She done you wrong.
uh,
You done her wrong.
I mean, I was a jerk too, but yeah, it's bad all around. It's best that we're not friends. It's best that we're not even Facebook friends. Like, it's best that we are not in each other's lives in any form or fashion. Yes. Well, would you like to exchange V cards? Yes. Thank you. Now let's never speak again. Pokémon Stadium.
So you watched it played, Ryan, but did you you played it as well?
Yeah, and I played it then, and I loved it, but there was one thing about it that I just hated, and it brought back the hate whenever I played it the other day here. It was that the pacing is so slow.
Yeah, it's a slow game.
It is very, very slow. So slow that I think that is the reason they only let you choose 3 Pokemon instead of the full 6.
There is, well, I know, okay, I never played this game before.
Yeah.
And you had told me on the way to Nashville that you thought it was slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, buckle up, another N64 game that I'm probably not going to enjoy. And I was trying to think, like, how can I alleviate this situation? How can I make this a better experience? And my answer was what it normally is when I know I'm going into a game that I'm probably not going to enjoy, and that is bring someone else along for the misery. So at the very least, we can make fun of the game. So I recruited Nikki to play with me because I was like, I know you can fight each other in this game, so let's fucking fight each other. And so we sat down and we played, and we had to choose 6 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it was straight up, dude, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. We played for 3 hours last night, and we probably did 3 battles.
Oh, wow.
Like for the entire time of picking the Pokemon out, like that's part of it too.
Yeah.
So were you like researching what they are? Because I assume you and Nikki don't.
We don't know nothing
Yeah.
about Pokemon other than Pikachu. Well, I know Pikachu. I don't think she knew anything going in. I knew Pikachu, and then other ones like Charmander, and Bulbasaur. I mean, the ones that I've heard you guys talk about,
Yeah.
and the ones that I took photographs of in Pokemon Snap. So yeah, I mean, there was like a lot of time that we spent like scrolling through and being like, oh, well, that one kind of looks like a wiener. And that one kind of looks like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And then we would just say the names out loud and be like, I don't know. And at one point, like she looked at me and she's like, I don't think I could ever get into this. So those battles were incredibly long.
I mean, it's rare for a woman in her 30s not to get into Pokemon.
Nikki, I think you've reached the age where most women find themselves drawn to Pokemon. There's an instructional video that just like lets you know what should be expected, what to expect when you're expecting Pokemon.
She's about that age where she needs to read Twilight, probably get a tattoo of Twilight, and just that's her forte, not Pokemon.
But yes, it was long, and it's long because you input. Okay, so the two balls come flying out of the screen and land in this arena, and then there's a flash, and now all of a sudden there are pocket monsters there, and you just gotta tell, like, it's not like a fighting game. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a fighting game, like Smash Brothers or something,
Yeah.
where you're like inputting like buttons to
Yeah.
like punch and kick and like, I don't know, breathe fire and shit. But instead, it's like it plays like a football game. It plays like Madden because like each player gets like this screen where they choose an ability that they want their Pokemon to do. And I say it's done like Madden style because I thought this was cool. So the opponent doesn't see what you're selecting. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with a cursor. It's just done with button presses. So like if I'm not looking at her controller and seeing her pressing B, I won't know that she's doing Thunderbolt. Or
The only problem is that you can see her move set.
yeah.
That's the only thing.
I thought about that, but I think that the developer was like, no one who doesn't know anything about Pokemon is going to fucking play this game. So like they already know, do the moves stay the same from, like, are the moves the same in this game as they were in like Red and Blue? Or?
Red and Blue, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Same, yeah.
So, I mean, if you played that game and like just digested it, you'd probably know what they're going to do anyway.
Because you can't breed Pokemon in Red and Blue to get different abilities.
You're right, you can't. But that's a big thing in Pokemon is like you can have a Hitmonchan, for example, and you can have him. He can have Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, whatever, and have all these different like elements, I guess. Yeah. So you don't know what's coming, but and like or you can teach one ATM and Gengar can know Thunder. Like you never know.
Because you'll get some items that could give Pokemon a move that's not normally in their natural move
Exactly.
Did you say ATM?
A TM.
TM. Okay.
ATM.
Oh, gotcha.
ATM.
I gotcha. Because I was like trying to think. I was like, is that the move?
set. Gengar
like,
uses ATM. Raichu is rich.
Jigglypuff
All right.
puts $1 in between its legs and like shoots it out at you.
That is, I think I brought it before. That's what I called my ex-girlfriend's vagina was Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't know why. Jacob was like, why not Squirtle or Krabby? Why Jigglypuff? Why not go something that fits the theme? I don't know.
There is one Pokemon, a Meowth. He will drop money when you kill him.
He's greedy.
Like and he has a move called Payday, and you just throw money at the opponent.
He's a Final Fantasy samurai. Clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that being a thing in the cartoon
Yeah.
that their Meowth, Team Rocket's Meowth, gave up Payday in order to learn to talk. So they're always mad at him. It's like, why don't you give us money? I learned to talk instead. Get off my back.
Does he evolve into Persia?
Yep.
Persian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Persian. Sorry. I played as Persian, and I want to point out that when a Pokemon dies, fainted, they faint. When a Pokemon faints, they do this animation where it's a death animation, essentially. Persian's like looks like a cat dying. It is like disturbing because I played as Persian and I was like, oh my God. Because like some of them are really cute. Like they're like, oh, knocked out. But like Persian's just straight up like, like gets real stiff and like goes into like death spasms.
Because I think there's only because Pokemon always faint. There's like one instance of a Pokemon getting killed, and that is your rivals in Red and Blue.
Yeah, his Eradicate.
Yeah, because you fight it. He talks about it being like
It never actually says it in the game.
Yeah,
but
it's super
wild.
injured, and then when you fight him again the next time, it's not in his lineup.
Yeah.
So
So you kill his
the
Pokemon?
theory is you kill your rival's his first Pokemon.
And what's Eradicate? Is that the name of the Pokemon? Or
Have you
the
ever heard of
ability?
Rattata?
Yeah.
Okay, it's his evolution.
Of course I have. I've played Pokemon Stadium.
Okay, I didn't know.
There's a whole mini game about Rattata. Okay, so he evolves into
Eradicate.
Raticate.
Yeah.
And you eradicate Raticate.
Yeah.
Okay. Achievement time.
But I remember the first time I'd seen this game is a friend who I don't say his name, Alistair, had this. And we used to play it at his house for hours on end because we were both he was very into Pokemon, I was very into Pokemon, but we didn't admit it to each other. We didn't talk about it until like...
It's like Fight Club.
He came, yeah, exactly. He came over one day, saw it on my shelf, and then it was like, okay, we need to talk. All right. And then we both revealed our love for Pokemon. So
I had a girlfriend in high school who by the way, this might be why I don't know shit about Pokemon. She threatened to break up with me if I went to go see the Pokemon movie.
Wow.
And I was pretty sure I could get a hand job from her, so I didn't go see the Pokemon movie. And now I don't. Now I know only Eradicate.
Meanwhile, my friends and I all went to go see the third Pokemon movie. Like 8 of us. We were the only ones in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've always been obsessed with Pokemon.
Are you still? Do you still play the current games?
Yeah, I borrowed Tyler's Game Boy, and I have Omega Ruby.
If I were to start right now, what would you recommend? What would like the first Pokemon game? What should I play first?
Time Machine. And go back in time so you can start at base level, because now it's ridiculous.
And go see that movie.
Yeah.
Because fuck that girl. I don't even know her anymore.
Pokemon doesn't break up with you. Girlfriends come and go.
Nicole, please cross-stitch that for Tyler to put on the wall here.
With a picture of Jigglypuff and then a cross stitch of my ex-girlfriend.
I was trying to think, if there's any version, I would say Fire Red or Leaf Green.
Yeah, why is that?
It's the Game Boy. It's the Game Boy version of Red and Blue. Game Boy Advance version of Red and Blue.
Okay, so did they reboot the series or something?
They rebooted Red and Blue for Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Okay,
because what Red and Blue now they've added so many new elements that what Red and Blue just aren't.
Yeah,
the code just doesn't translate anymore.
What do you mean new elements?
They've added new stuff. Well, main thing is the new versions have 6 stats, while the old version, like Blue, Red, Gold, and Silver, only have 5.
Okay.
They added special defense in there.
Okay.
And I think that was a main reason that you can't transfer your Gold and Silver to the next version.
Okay.
It stops. There's a cutoff right there. And Pokemon goes so into detail. Do
you have so you're playing Omega Ruby now, which is really hard for me to not say Omega Red. It's like really like as a 11-year-old who read a lot of X-Men comics, it's really difficult for me not to say
Omega Red, Ruby Weapon.
That's got to be like a Jeopardy answer somewhere. Do you have like the Pokemon you're playing with right now, Ryan? Are they like transferred from way back, or
some of them are, some of them aren't? I actually have my current lineup on here. I have it written down.
Your current lineup that
I'm using right now. Like I tried to build a competitive lineup.
What's that mean?
Like there is competitive, tournaments and stuff like that. And there
like
is
ranked play kind of deal?
Yeah. And there's some Pokemon that are just much better than the others, and
that's the thing I gripe by about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Is because like clearly there's some that you should just never even fuck with.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no advantage to them in any form whatsoever. They're just garbage.
Just to collect. Other than that, just to collect them.
And they're like some that are just this clear tier above the other this small number of the 700 plus Pokemon that everyone's going to use.
Is that small number? Are they like harder to find?
No, not really. But it's harder because every Pokemon has stats like their own. Like you can go out and catch, say, a Rattata, and
I know that one.
If you catch one and I catch one, they can be different.
So that explains why in Pokemon Stadium it's a big deal that you can transfer your Pokemon
because
into the game.
Your stats,
I didn't do that because obviously I don't have a Game Boy cartridge of Red or Blue to put in the transfer pack on the N64 and bring anything in. I was really worried I was going to be able to play the game.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't know if they were just going to be like, well, here are these really shitty ones that you can use. And they might be really shitty.
Yeah.
But they have rental Pokemon. And that's what I used. And they were like, their levels were the same as the ones I was fighting, but I don't know if their stats were shitty.
Yeah.
They probably were, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So you were playing with some like real deal Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if you want me to get into it, but
I do.
Each Pokemon has IV stats. That's the ones they are born with or breeded with.
IV?
Born with or caught with. IV, individual value points.
Okay.
And they can range from 1 to 31. I don't know if they can be 0. Either 1 or 0 to 31.
Okay.
31 being the best.
Okay.
And according to how much they are in that scale, that's how high, like it benefits that stat.
So it's like potential for a stat?
Potential for a stat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if it's 31.
If it's 31 in strength and you get level 100, your strength is pretty much as best as it's going to be.
Okay, because it's proportionate
Yeah,
as you
yeah,
level.
exactly.
Okay.
And then there are EVs, which are effort value, and you get those from battling.
Okay.
So if you, like I know a Ghastly will give you 2 EV points, and you can have up to 250 into 255 or 3 or something like that.
What do they do?
But they do this pretty much the same thing as IV.
Okay.
They boost your stats. So you,
But there are items that you can use to automatically level up a Pokemon.
So EV, is that experience points?
there's experience. That's how you level up.
Okay.
And
But
then-
EV is just like...
EV is a hidden thing.
Okay.
That you can't really see, but it's going on behind.
And does each Pokemon... Okay. Does every Pikachu have the same EV, or does like one Pikachu have a higher EV?
You get EVs from battling. They're born with IVs.
Okay. And I know those are different.
And those are different, yeah. And then you can breed to get better IVs, that kind of
Okay.
thing. But then EVs are effort value. That's when you battle. You get effort.
You give
effort, and you get EVs.
So it makes
I'm not playing this game.
Pokemon that you level up by fighting are stronger than Pokemon
Yeah.
you level up with items.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with what you just said, though?
Because if you want to train them for battle, you need to have them leveled up with fighting, as opposed to using rare candies to make them level 100.
So EV is a thing that EV just makes them stronger.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that makes them stronger
Yep.
from
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah.
It's like hidden experience
Yes.
points.
Yes.
Okay. But you also do get experience points.
Yes.
Which you use to level them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So,
Got it.
Yeah, so you can get a level 100, and then even after your level 100, if you go out and battle, your stats can still go up until a certain cap.
And that's based on the IV or
Based on the
just
EV, yeah.
on the EV.
Yeah.
Man. I thought I had it.
Hold on. I'm gonna throw something else in there too. Hold on, I got one more thing. There's natures.
Okay.
So, and there's a list of natures, and say like a hasty nature will that would mean that Pokemon that has that nature will be faster, but I don't even know. I know hasty increases speed, but it also may decrease defense.
Okay.
So you have to find the perfect Pokemon with the max IVs that you need. You need to get the EVs by battling to
Which
get those up.
you're going to be doing anyway, right?
Well,
Okay.
yeah. And then you need to make sure they have the right nature. So you don't want to have a Steelix that excels in defense. You don't want him to have a nature against.
That'd be ridiculous.
You don't want to have him have a defense that's against a nature that's against defense.
Okay.
So that kind of thing.
So it sounds like
It is. You can really get into it.
It sounds like a min-maxing
Yeah.
that we used to do in D&D, where it's like, okay, well, if I take these 5 feats, I'll be able to turn into a god.
That's really what it is. And now there are way more elements and stuff than there were before.
Yeah.
So you play competitively?
I've tried to build
In about 10 more years,
Yeah.
I've
I've only built one absolutely perfect Pokemon, and it took me hours upon hours to breed.
If you had to just guess, if you just had to ballpark it, are we talking like
6 or 7 hours.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were going to be like Skyrim, kind of 400
no,
hours.
No.
Well, because you need
Yeah.
to build. Well, you need to build 6.
You need to build 6, so that was for one, like 6 or 7 hours for one.
And you got that one through breeding?
Yeah.
So like
through
how long?
breeding.
There's no telling how long it took you to breed up to that.
It's all
right?
by chance.
Okay.
Because whenever you breed, each parent, there's a male and female. They pass down 2 stats. So randomly,
Okay.
out of their 6 stats, they pass down 2.
So the kid will have an identical stat.
They'll have 4 stats from the 12 from the parents.
Okay.
So 6 from each one.
Okay.
And then so what you have to do is you have to get one that has, say, a dad that has 2 31s and a mom that has 2 31s, and then you just have to breed them together and just chance it until you get one that has 4 31s.
Dim 31s.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So how often can you breed?
As much as you want, but it goes by you'll get an egg after a certain amount of time, and then you have
So
to,
all Pokemon are born from eggs.
and then you have to put them. You have to walk with them a certain amount of steps before they'll hatch. So a lot of that downtime is breeding and then having a full inventory of eggs and just running back and forth on your bike.
Okay, because I was gonna say this is a stupid question.
Yeah.
Like, do you physically have to walk? Because I know
No,
I know the 3DS has that sensor where it
Well, Ryan had that Pikachu Tamagotchi type thing that
Yeah.
would measure your steps. That you clip it to your belt and Pikachu like charges and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
That was the next thing I was gonna say. I've murdered a lot of Tamagotchis before. Like, am I gonna be bad at Pokemon? Would you think? Or
Nah.
So have you breeded a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonchan?
Hitmonchan.
Uh-huh.
I think
Because it's a single evolution Pokemon.
what?
No.
What
No,
is
it,
that?
It does have
No,
well,
it-
Hitmontop now, right?
Well, Hitmontop, and then there's Tyrogue.
Okay. So Hitmonchan is a boxing Pokemon. He has boxing shorts and boxing gloves.
Is he like ape? Something ape? I saw in Pokemon Stadium. He was like a
Primeape.
primate. He was he
The monk
punched and
Pokemon?
kicked. Yeah.
So, but when Hitmonchan is
Not like
born,
him, I'm assuming.
he has boxing gloves and boxing shorts. So his boxing gloves and boxing shorts are organic flesh that just look like boxing gloves and shorts. Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make sure they're born.
And-
they're all born like that.
Yeah, I'll just tell you real quick how you get Hitmonchan is whenever you breed them together. If their attack stat is higher when Tyrogue hits a certain level, if their attack stat is higher, it'll be Hitmonchan. If its defense is higher, it'll be Hitmonlee, and if they're equal, it'll be
Hitmontop. I did that last time I played to get a Hitmontop.
Yeah,
So, yeah. We should actually talk about Pokemon Stadium. Though.
yeah. Talking about Pokemon.
But I remember this, okay, because just now are they making like 3D Pokemon games? Like X and Y were the first 3D ones.
So those are 3D. I was gonna ask that because obviously I haven't played them.
Yeah. So before that, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 were your only options. People have been begging for 3D Pokemon for years. So even back then, this first generation, your only option to see your Pokemon in nice graphics, 3D, with like their moves being announced in an official like Pokemon arena, as opposed to like them just in the Pokemon screen. You see them just standing in front of each other, and you pick your moves, and then one just you get the cry, and it backs up, and that's it. So the actual like to make it look like the cartoon Pokemon Stadium, only thing.
There is one thing that you just said. Which Pokemon version should I play? And I just thought about this. People have always wanted a Poke MMO, like a Pokemon MMO. I guess
That doesn't exist.
and it doesn't exist. Nintendo will not make it. So there's a group of people that have actually built one, and it is amazing.
Really?
It is Poke MMO. Yeah, and you start off. Yeah, so you can put that in the show
Is this
notes.
for
Yeah.
like
It's
Windows
it's for
or
Windows and Mac? Yeah, and it is exactly what the way it says. Like you go through, and they've even melded different versions together. So like you couldn't even get like it's like fire red and leaf green, and then I forgot what other version, and then like emerald and some other version. They just meld them all together, and then like you can start off in Pallet Town, and as soon as you start off, there's tons of people walking around, and you can battle, and you can watch other people's battles at the same time. It has a little chat window just like WoW.
I love that
It's
somebody
awesome.
made that.
Yeah,
That sounds really
and
cool.
it is really polished too. It is
Really?
good. Yeah,
How many people play on there? Would you say?
a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least 12.
yeah. They have to instance it very heavily.
So where are you guys' favorite Pokemon?
We did this. We did this on Pokemon Snap. You were really drunk, so you don't remember
Okay.
it. My answer.
now
is
that you've played some Pokemon, what are your favorite Pokemon?
don't pretend like he planned it. Ryan, I think you've got to have an answer prepared.
Oh yeah, I have. Well, it's close. I have 3. It's
Okay.
hard. It's really hard. Okay,
All right.
Electabuzz,
Okay.
and then
What's-
Electabuzz is one of the original 150.
Is it the one that looks like a bird?
No,
Okay.
That's Zapdos.
Okay.
Yeah. and
Is that the one that looks? I'm just gonna keep interrupting.
No,
you.
yeah.
Is that the one that kind of looks like a bumblebee? Felix the cat.
Yep.
kinda,
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
exactly.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's it.
And then Pangoro, he's a dark. He's newer.
I was saying, I don't
Tyler
know what
probably
that
doesn't know
is.
him, yeah, he's a dark fighting type. He's like a panda, kung fu panda.
Okay.
Jack Black.
Pandarian. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's Thundurus. I think I'm saying that right. He's it's kind of like he's a Zeus. He's like he kind of looks like a human, but he floats in a cloud.
But that's a weird Pokemon to see something that looks like you, but it's in a cloud. No, that's a monster. Don't fuck that. That's a monster. You put it in a ball, make it fight other monsters.
I still like Eevee. I still like Eevee because I think Eevee's cute. And since we last talked about Eevee, I paid attention in Pokemon Stadium and checked out the different evolutions of Eevee. I think they're all pretty cool, especially the mermaid-looking one. I don't know.
Vaporeon.
So I thought that was cool. I like Ninetales. Still like because Vulpix still very cute.
A girl I worked with has a full thigh tattoo of Ninetales. Perfectly done.
Bringing up Ninetales, that was one thing. When I was in 5th grade, I was obsessed with Pokemon cards, and of course, the mythical thing then was a holographic Charizard. That was like the thing everybody wanted. And I remember my little cousin Kayla. She was probably 4 at the time. No, she didn't know anything. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got my preschool. He gave me a Charizard." What? No, it didn't. I didn't believe her. And then one day, Mom went over there to babysit her, and sure enough, here's my it was a Charizard.
It was the one you're talking about.
It was the it's like worth $150 now. But I did talk her into trading my Ninetales. I traded her a Ninetales.
I just had to steal from the little girl.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Look how pretty this one is.
Yeah.
How much was that worth?
Not much. Not much.
I'm gonna post this episode on our wall. Check this out. You see where Ryan fucked you over.
I like the noise that Ninetales made in this game. It sounded like I don't know what a narwhal sounds like, but I assume that's what it sounds like. It was all like.
There's a new Pokemon that as soon as he's in my lineup, and I would think that would be your Tyler's favorite Pokemon period. His name is Aegislash.
Okay, I do Aegis.
Yeah,
I do like
he
that
has
part.
a sword and a shield.
Okay,
So it's weird, and he can switch stances between being a super offensive or a super defensive. He can switch on the fly.
Okay, I like that. I do like that.
So I just want.
He'd always be defensive, but I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Also, I like Shuckle
yeah.
just because it's super defense, super defense.
I liked Golem. He's a big boulder with a face.
Turtle
and
boulder.
legs. And I discovered something that is in Pokemon Stadium 2. I wish we had played that because he has an ability, you guys I'm sure are familiar with an ability called Mud Slap. And well, he's got an ability
Vaguely.
called Mud Slap. And this is what it looks like in Pokemon Stadium 2. He jumps on his back, spreads his legs, and fires mud from his butthole on the enemy. That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I tried to do in this game because it's like, all right, Golem, when there's no Mud Slap. And then I had to furiously go online and be like, fucking Pokemon Stadium 2. Why isn't that on the list?
It's up there. We can do that.
Let's do it right now. Pause the show. Tyler, what's your favorite Pokemon?
I love Tyranitar. That was the next generation. That's the only one I really because you can't find his first evolution, which I forget what it is. He has 3, Tyranitar being the last one, and you don't find him until the very end of I think Gold and Silver.
Larvitar, I think is.
Yeah, so you have to get that Pokemon at the very very end and then level it up. But it's worth it. Here's the thing about Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Red, Blue, Gold, Silver. I thought those were way too easy. I never people are like, yeah, aren't you going to use this type against this type? No, I just choose what I like and just roll full force with that. Pokemon Red and Blue, I would have these same Pokemon and then I would just destroy the Elite Four and destroy your rival and never switch Pokemon.
So
Just have
you're
just
not
that one. And
so you're not worrying about what element is weak or
never
strong
did.
against.
Apparently, you have to pay attention to that now, but back then in Red and Blue, fuck it, didn't matter as long as you just had one that was leveled up enough. You just fucking tear ass through the whole thing.
It kind of
No
seemed to
problem.
matter in Stadium. Am I wrong? Because I remember
Yeah.
playing. I found out really quick that grass could hurt the fuck out of man. Who was I playing? Yeah, I was playing the water Eevee.
Oh, okay.
And Bulbasaur did leaf cut or something like that, and it was just it was super effective. So now I understand that thing. That
Yeah.
thing that people say, now I understand. It was super effective because it was holy shit, man! You took half of my life
Yeah.
in one hit.
So yeah, that's the thing I remember about Pokemon Stadium is that it's so drastically different because it's fucking hard. You go from Red and Blue cakewalk, one Pokemon you like, soup it up, to fucking you have to have your max level, your particular Pokemon that are built just right to go through and beat Stadium against all the gym leaders and your rival and everything.
That makes me feel a little better because I'm not saying I'm not awful at this game because I definitely am, but I figured I was just really bad at it because I knew nothing about what was going on. I'm glad that like someone who actually knows what Pokemon are.
Yeah, but it's a drastically different game because of how hard it is. And like once you're on the Pokemon Tower to go beat the gym leaders, if you lose against one, start over. There's no like then you go back and where you left off. Once you lose, if you lose on the 5th gym leader, fuck you. You start back over at the first. Doesn't matter. That's why Ryan tried to go through it twice when we were playing, and he's like, nope, I'm going home.
Really?
Because I trained my Pokemon, or I got them. I used the rare candy trick and got all level 100s, but I forgot to do my move sets. Because I was just like, I gotta hurry up because I gotta play this so we can do the podcast, and I didn't do my move sets.
So what's that mean? You just had stock, or you had nothing?
I just had the shitty moves. Like I didn't go through and learn certain TMs to learn certain moves that I needed.
Gotcha.
So there's a bunch of them. I just had really shitty moves. So
and that were different. The moves have changed from Red and Blue to the versions you play now because you thought agility is an offensive move in the ones you played. In Red and Blue, it's a defensive move.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up because this was tough for me, not knowing like what moves did, because there's no indicator. Like I'm in the middle of a battle. And I think like I can't remember what Pokemon it is. I know I'm gonna fuck this up, but it was like an ability called Slash or something like that.
Slash.
And there's no like, well, you say yeah, but I'm probably gonna use it. I'm probably gonna use it wrong. So just hold up. So I'm like, okay, I'll go up to Slash. That sounds like it's gonna fuck this other Pokemon up. And when I highlight it, when I select it, I don't get any kind of like it doesn't tell me what it does. It's like it expects me to know what Slash is going to do. And then I hit it. This is where you're going to correct me, Ryan.
Okay.
I hit it, and then it's like a buff or something. Like it doesn't do like the attack I think it's going to do. It just buffs me. And it's like, oh, okay, well, my speed went up. That's great, but I'm probably going to die because I wanted to attack this thing and go ahead and kill it before it kills me.
That's what, because I thought in Red and Blue, like, defensive moves were just fucking garbage. Like, nothing's going to... just fucking attack it and just keep rolling.
But I did learn, and I like this, that some of like their powerful moves were like a two move combo. Like Fly, I think was one that took 2 moves because the creature, you'd select Fly, and then it would on that turn fly up, and on the next turn do like a dive bomb or something like that.
Yeah, there's like 2. There's like just like Fly, it would cost 2 turns, I guess, to go up, and then but there's also things like Hyper Beam. They're extremely strong, but you have to recharge next turn, so
Gotcha.
you're not able to attack.
Okay. Well, I liked that because that was like a cool element of strategy because I got to the point where if I knew somebody had like Pidgeot, is that a thing? Pidgeotto. If they had that one, I knew that like Golem could dig. So it'd be like, okay, well if they fly,
I'll just dig.
I'll use dig, and then they'll cancel each other out. Don't know if that's like an actual smart move, but like at least that was like fun to like put together little strategies and stuff like that.
Pokemon, it's good like that, especially if each gym leader pretty much they all pick one Pokemon of the same type. Their gym is that element, and all their Pokemon are that type.
Yeah.
So as long as you have something that can go against that, generally you'll wipe the floor with them. And then your rival will have like a mix of different Pokemon, which makes him difficult. And the Elite Four would have like pretty much this a theme to their Pokemon, but with a little variation, or ones you don't normally see, like 6 ghost Pokemon, which you only see in like that one tower in Red and Blue, and that's it.
There's not a Necromancer. Is that a Necromancer trainer?
Because I remember like something like that. As much as you can relay in just like red or blue in your Game Boy Color.
What do you do when your egg hatches and a ghost comes out? Are you like, oh no, it died in the egg?
Well, and then some have fucked up like Cubone and Marowak, because like Cubone is
It looks like an armadillo with a skull over its head. Yeah,
but it's the skull of its dead mother that it wears.
Whoa,
that's in its description. So every Cubone has
but you're its
skull.
mother.
and it like stuff like that. There's stuff that's just like that. Like they think Cubone is identical to Kangaskhan's baby.
Oh, okay.
And then
Is this Pokemon head fiction?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then like Clefable, they think Clefable, like Gengar, is the shadow version of Clefable. The exact same.
Oh, because they
sprite,
had the
just
same.
color swap.
Okay. I like Gengar. Gengar was always one of my favorite Pokemon.
I got a question. I got a Pokemon noob question. Is Psychic as OP as I fucking
Yep.
picked up in this game?
Yep.
Because it's like anytime I use Psychic or an opponent used Psychic, it was just like one hit kill.
Yep. That's why I used Alakazam and Psychic through most of the game until I got Mewtwo, and then Mewtwo and Psychic, nothing.
Fucking
Nothing could touch
Nikki
him.
picked up on our first battle, just Alakazam, and it was just like Psychic, and it would just like destroy, like my Pokemon would like fly out of the stadium. Be like, all right, well maybe that one was weak to Psychic. Throw in my next
And that's
one.
why all those Christian housewives got all up in arms about Pokemon
Because
because there
of
were
the
psychic
psychic ability?
Pokemon. Yeah, or psychic as a type, and psychic is of it. That's not real. It's of the devil. So you're not allowed to play Pokemon because there's psychic Pokemon in it.
Well,
So
all right.
Miss Cleo is the devil. You're not playing. You're not playing Miss Cleo Pokemon.
All right, to be fair, Miss Cleo is the devil. But I got another question. Here's I got questions about
Okay.
Pokemon. You guys have answers. Nikki also fucking slaughtered me with Magmar. Is Magmar some kind of badass?
Magmar?
No.
Okay,
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, like we were talking about Electabuzz. Electabuzz was red version only, and then Magmar was his equivalent for blue version.
Okay.
Like they have similar. They're not the same, but they're like equal strength.
Okay.
I guess one's fire, one's electric.
And he's got a butt face.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So he's not powerful. I'm just awful. Okay, I got another question. I played as a Pokemon called Nidoking, and he has like an ability called Horn Drill, which I assume is like Odin's
What?
Omni Slash because I used it and it like it didn't give me the regular. The announcer was like, one hit KO,
Yeah.
and then like Nikki's Pokemon just like crumbled into dust.
I think Horn
Yeah.
Drill is one of. I don't want to say it because I might be wrong, but it might. I think it's the strongest bug type.
We're not allowed to be wrong on here.
What? I know. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay, Horn Drill. I'm giving you a hard time. You're looking it up. It's fine. But I felt like 'cause
Oh,
Then no one will message you. Dave
okay,
only gets
no,
messaged. No one's
okay.
ever called
I
me
wasn't-
out on being wrong. Only Dave.
It's actually it is a normal type move. There's some other kind of drill that is a bug type, but yeah, horn drill is one of the strongest normal type moves, and it has a chance to do a one hit KO.
okay, it missed like every other time I used
Yeah.
it. But like the one
It's
time
low
it
hit
hit,
percentage.
it was a one hit kill.
Yeah, it's only a 30% accuracy.
Okay. There were some parts of the game that I couldn't access. I feel like it's because I didn't have the transfer pack. Was the GB tower where you transferred in your Pokemon?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you could just copy them from your Game Boy to the
And they'd-
N64.
They'd just be chilling, waiting for
Yeah,
you. In the,
yeah,
in
I'm
the-
pretty sure.
And then Professor Oaks also said it required a transfer pack. And I don't know what the hell was going on there.
Yeah.
Do you know? Same thing or?
About the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I think you can also, like, after you beat enough of the game, then you could basically play your red and blue on your N64 with enhanced speed. So, like, you could walk and press a button and fast forward and shit like that. Like you would on an emulator, being able to press, like, the
Yeah.
tilde to dash.
You saying that made me think. As I was playing the game, I was curious. Is there a way once you've played Stadium, right, and you've won a bunch of battles with the Pokemon that you've imported, can you then export them back on your cartridge? Like, do they earn experience in
I don't
in
think so.
Stadium?
I don't think so.
Okay, that kind of sucks. I feel like that would have been a cool feature.
There's no reward.
Yeah.
That's a thing I have written down here. There's no reward. Like later on, like if in other versions, if you transfer them from an older version, they get like a ribbon in their stats. It'll say, "This is Pokemon defeated the Elite Four in this region," or something like that. So,
Okay.
So at least there's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no story to this game either, right? I didn't miss that.
I don't think so.
It's just fighting.
It's just, you want to see red and blue and better graphics? Here you go.
Okay.
Want some mini games? Here you go.
I like the mini games. Did you guys play them? Mm-hmm. They're honestly, this is going to sound like blasphemy, but some of the mini games I'd rather play than the Mario Party games.
No, I'm with you.
Like Sushi Go Round.
with Lick-a-Tongue.
Oh my God. That game was like, there was no game on Mario Party that was better than Sushi Go Round. Because it was like, that was a game that was, as I was playing it, I was like, Nikki's trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, wake up. This is the perfect game. You have to see this. This is the perfect game. Because what they do is they give you a menu at the beginning of the beginning of the game. I don't even know what's going on, but they throw up a menu, a sushi menu. And they're like, okay, these are the sushis, and these are like what they're worth. These are the points they're worth. I'm like, okay, I got that. And then cut to a bunch of, you call them Lick-a-Tongues, 4 Lick-a-Tongues surrounded by a circular conveyor belt with which sushi's been placed on it. So what you have to do is you want to eat the more expensive ones. You want to eat the ones that are worth more points. And whoever gets the most points at the end wins. But they also throw in, if you start eating the same sushi type, you get a bonus on top of that for eating like 3 of the same in a row. And what happens is everyone like starts trying to like muscle towards like the more expensive ones. And so it's this perfect game of like, you have to be fast. You got to like have a strategy, because it's like, well, do I want to go for the orange one, which is the worth the most, or do I want to go for this like 4th tier sushi that I know is going to pop up a bunch so I can just start eating it in a row and see what happens? Dude, this is no exaggeration. I played Sushi Go Round for an hour. And that is like, if there was if I could pay $5 right now for Sushi Go Round on my iPad, I would do that.
So awesome.
The other games were okay too.
Because like the Magikarp, like dick flop.
Yes.
So
Is Magikarp ever effective? Is this like just an ongoing joke in Pokemon? Because my experience with Magikarp is Smash Brothers, where you get the Pokeball and you're like, I'm about to fuck you up, and you throw it, and Magikarp just flops around and nothing happens.
The thing behind that, there is 2 Pokemon that are completely worthless, and Magikarp being the more famous of those. And the only move that he really knows up until level 15 is Splash, and Splash doesn't do anything. It just splashes the enemy, doesn't do any damage, nothing. And then so he's useless. You have to level him, you have to put him out and then withdraw him and then put out another Pokemon to battle, and you get that shared experience.
So if you were to play competitively and you were like just the baller Pokemon master, you definitely throw a Magikarp in just to be like, fuck you. I can beat you, and I've got Magikarp in my lineup.
there are techniques. I've seen someone like beat a whole party of level 100s with 1 Magikarp.
Really?
Because like you can give it certain abilities and have the strategy of stacking these certain techniques.
That's what I want to do. Like if I get into this, I want to build, like you're talking about building like the perfect Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like I would have just like breed Magikarp, so it's like 31 everything.
Well, because that thing about Magikarp is once it hits level like 30, 20, it evolves into Gyarados, which is like the massive sea monster Pokemon that's super strong.
Oh, okay. So there is actually a
Yeah.
benefit to leveling them
Yeah.
up. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I'm not interested anymore. I want to level 100.
I mean, you
worthless
don't
Pokemon.
have to evolve them.
Oh,
Once
really?
it hits that, you can always like. That's the thing about Pokemon. You would see it change, hit the B button, and it stops.
Really?
So you can keep Magikarp if you want.
Is there, okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because there was a question of mine that I forgot. Because in Pokemon Stadium, they have like all the evolutions of the Pokemon. Like there is, I assume it's all of them, because they've got, does he start out Charmander? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then his next one up is
Charmeleon,
and then Charizard. Okay, they have all 3 of those in this game. Is there any benefit for me choosing the unevolved version?
I think so.
Okay, so the evolved version is always more powerful?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is one benefit of keeping a Pokemon the lower evolution is they learn their moves earlier. Or sometimes they learn moves that they wouldn't learn evolved.
Okay.
So you could
And
level
you
up to
want
a certain
those-
point to get those abilities and then let it evolve.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
But there are other weird circumstances, like the Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow refuses to evolve.
Okay.
You could not turn that Pikachu into Raichu.
Because that's his game.
Can't do it. Because
He's
you
like,
have to.
They made the cartridge yellow because of me.
Yep. I'm not gonna. Raichu's brown. Fuck that guy. But no, like Pikachu, you use a Thunderstone on a Pikachu, it turns into a Raichu. So if you try to do that in Pokemon Yellow, the Pikachu gets angry and pushes it away.
Delete your game.
I said you try it 3 times. He's like, I said no.
You get the no means no ending screen.
I think enough people put up a fight about that. That Pikachu is so awesome in the show and all this stuff, and he's so useless in the games. So I think they gave this item. It's called like the Light Orb that doubles Pikachu stats. So it's like it. And at some point, it was way more beneficial to keep Pikachu than get it Raichu.
Is Pikachu pretty worthless in Stadium? Because
Probably.
he was like one of my. He was like I was like I know that one. And none of his attacks hit. Like none of them did. Like it was like I got 3 rounds in before I died, and nothing hit. I swear to you, nothing hit. It was just like he would do this this huge, like cool looking electricity attack, and it would just be like they would show the other Pokemon, and it would just miss, and it would fucking yawn. Does he ever
I've
hit?
never used Pikachu, so I don't know.
They could have used maybe she used sand attack on you or something that lowers your accuracy.
That did happen, but I wasn't sure if that. So that would lower my accuracy across the board. It doesn't matter if it's like a
just that
physical
Pokemon,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, okay. That was something I noticed that was I thought interesting. Is you can call your Pokemon back into the ball, and I thought it was clever because someone, my opponent, lowered my defense or something like that. And it was paralysis. Someone paralyzed my Psyduck. And I was like, all right, Psyduck, come back in this ball. We're going to wait this shit out. I'm going to pull you out later. I did that, and Psyduck came out paralyzed. And I was like, well, fuck.
That's the worst stat, I guess, that you could have. Like, you're paralyzed. What are you going to do? It just doesn't make,
There was another one that I did to Nikki that really made her mad. You'll know what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. It just removed one of her abilities. She just couldn't
disable.
Yeah, and because she was all like, "I'm about to what?" and it just wouldn't let her do it. She still won. I mean, she still won.
I like Ditto.
You like Ditto?
Ditto's just Play-Doh. Play-Doh you can fuck and makes any other Pokemon. In breeding, Ditto plus anything always yields that other anything.
I missed that Ditto fucking minigame.
Yeah. But it's on Stadium too.
There was. Did you guys play any of the other minigames like Clefairy Says?
Where you just input the different commands.
She gives you directions. There's a teacher, Clefairy, and on the blackboard, these arrow inputs come up, and you have to. She'll show them to you, and then they'll disappear, and then you have to remember what they are and input them. And if you get them wrong, like a giant squeaky mallet appears above your head, and it taps you. And I think you get like 5 taps, and then you're out.
Yep.
I was not good at that one.
Because she gets long.
It gets really long.
4 moves, 6 moves, 8 moves, and then 10 moves you have to know how to repeat. So, yeah.
There was Run, Rattata, Run, which is identical to a Mario Party game where
right.
you just tap the A button, and every now and then an obstacle will appear, and you just jump over it. That was a pretty easy one. And here is the worst minigame. The absolute worst minigame in Pokemon Stadium is Snore War. I don't know what this Pokemon is, but it looks...
Snorlax?
No, it's not, because I know that one. It's a yellow elephant with like really furry legs.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
It's small. It's small. It looks like a yellow elephant that stands upright, but it has like a satyr's. It's like he's got Pan's fucking legs. And what they
No idea.
this is what they do. There's 4 of them, right? They're sitting around a small circular table, and they're sending like hypnotic waves at one another. These yellow hypnotic waves, and
Oh, that is... I think that's Psyduck's evolution.
Golduck.
No, it's not Golduck. I know what Pokemon you're talking
Hypno?
about now, though. Maybe it's Hypno or Hypno's. One of Hypno's evolutions. Yeah.
Hypnose makes sense because they had a trunk. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if that's.
I think
what
it's
they are.
Hypno evolves from this thing.
Okay. Well, there's a metronome. Yep, that's it. No, wait, but they had like brown legs. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. There's this metronome, and you have to hit A every time the metronome hits center. And if you miss, you start. That's it. That's
It's
it.
drowsy.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. Every time you miss on the metronome, you start to get sleepy. And what'll happen is, if you're me playing this game, it gets faster and faster and faster. And it's like, I feel like I'm usually pretty good at rhythm stuff, but like I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was asleep first, and then the last drowsy that stays awake wins that one. It is a nightmare. This is like hard mode mini game.
What was the one where you throw Ekans at Diglets?
Ekans is called Ekans Hoop Hurl.
Okay. Because Ekans is snake backwards, and it's just snake Pokemon.
You know what? I feel kind of silly that I didn't put that together.
and Muck has come backwards.
And that's what Mug looks like.
Trust me, I've asked my doctor. You never want to come backwards.
And then Arbok, its evolution is Cobra backwards. Yeah.
I see what they're doing. There was a game called Thundering Dynamo, which I'm trying to remember what the fuck that was. There was this generator.
That was the captain in Running Man that has the firearm. So, yeah.
There's a generator, and it's got a green light and a blue light. And if the green light's on, you tap the green button on your controller. If the blue light's on, you tap the blue controller. You're either a Pikachu or an Electrode. Is that a...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You're either one of those two, and whichever one wins doesn't get shocked to death.
Yep. That's the thing. You just enslave these animals to run your power plants. It's fine.
There was another one called Dig, 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 which was you just hit L and R alternating until this armadillo.
A sand shrew.
Thank you. The sand shrew.
I love
whichever one
sand
digs to
slash.
the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like spiky. It's a spiky sand shrew.
Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Yep.
And that leads me to the last mini game, my second favorite behind Sushi Go Round, called Rock Harden. And you are you're a Pokemon that's green.
Metapod.
Okay, thank you. You're a Metapod.
When I said earlier about Magikarp being one of the useless, Metapod was the other.
Oh, he's the other one?
Because when you catch him, most of the time, if you catch him just in the wild, just without evolving him, he knows Harden, and that's it. He just hardens and gets better defense, and that's it.
Mm-mm.
Well, I know some older women who would really appreciate
They appreciate it if that's all you can do.
You know, for the 50-plus women who get into Pokemon way after the 30s craze. In this mini game, boulders are being thrown at all these Metapods, and you have to harden right before they hit you. And what I liked about it was you can't just hammer down on harden because it also lowers your life. If you get hit by a boulder without using harden, it lowers your life. But also if you just hold that harden down, you'll die. So it's just whoever can outlast the three others there. And it kind of becomes a rhythm game because as they're fired at you, you hear like doom, doom, doom. So you know as they come in, you watch their shadow and you hit the button, tap, tap, tap. Pretty cool.
Okay.
I liked it. The mini games I thought were a saving grace.
Yeah. I guess it gives you something if you're not a super competitive player.
I loved them. I really did.
yeah. I
loved them. And they were another reason I think that there wasn't a big setup going into them where there is in Mario Party. I felt like I can just select the one, like Sushi Go Round. I can just do this fucking thing for an hour, and no one's I don't have to worry about rolling dice or anything like that. And I'm sure there's a mode in Mario Party where you can just do
there
that.
is.
But I just want to shit on Mario Party for some reason.
That's fine. That's fine. This is ranked higher, so.
This is why.
You guys have anything else to say about Pokemon Stadium?
Got any achievements?
I do. I have one.
Okay.
What you got?
I only have one.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have two. Ain't no party like a Pokemon party because a Pokemon party is Mario Party. And that is getting first place in all the mini games.
Excellent.
And the other one is The South Will Rise Again. And that is by clearing all the gym leaders only as Mr. Mime. Or, I'm sorry, Jinx. Jinx.
The blackface
Jinx,
Pokemon.
who is the mermaid in blackface. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that one, but I forgot. Because we were going through selecting Pokemon, and I was like, how the fuck? This game came out in the 90s, right? This wasn't like a 1940s Pokemon.
Yeah, it looks like Oh man, I love Bamboozled. Let's make a Pokemon like that looks like a character from Bamboozled. It's fun.
We do have a picture of Dad in blackface. Like
Yeah, we had a picture of
dressed-
Josh in black.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he hanging out with Josh, dressed as Steve Urkel?
It was for a church thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for a church thing.
my
He dressed up
God.
as an NBA player. Yeah.
Oh, no! Oh, my God.
He even put on a fro and everything.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We got him plugged in the soundboard still. Want to call him and ask about
You remember
that?
that?
All right, my achievement.
Surprisingly enough, a church in the South was all about that. This all white church in the South.
My achievement. I forgot what I actually had for the title, but I changed it to "That's What She Said" on your shirt. And it was you beat.
Actually, Ryan, please go ahead. But it says, That's what she said. You gave it the Michael Scott spin. This is definitely Tweety Bird.
And you achieved that by beating the game with a party of dittos. Nothing but dittos.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Pretty good.
I've got a couple. The first one being Jiro dreams of sushi. And in order to unlock Jiro dreams of sushi, Jiro he was a master chef, right? That's like sushi was like his thing. He made the best sushi. And we all know to be the best at something, according to Malcolm Gladwell, you need to put 10,000 hours into it.
Yep.
So in order to unlock this achievement, you need to play Sushi Go Round for 10,000 hours.
You're 1/10,000th of the way there.
Second achievement I got is called. This one's really lame. I don't even know if I'm gonna do it. Like I feel like I led with a really good one. I should have finished with the sushi one. The second one is called Peekaboo. And in order to unlock Peekaboo, you need to cause Pikachu to faint as Ghastly.
That's a pretty legitimate one that would happen. That's a hidden trophy that would.
I'd like to work in something with the announcer, but I can't think of a name because this guy sounded like the dude who got the DJ from the strip club that got fired. Because he's saying things like, let's get ready for a hot battle. And my favorite, this old chestnut, the battle is featuring two kinds of Pokemon. Thank you for that. I looked out there and saw that they were not identical.
Sorry for you all Pikachu battleheads.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had fun. I've had fun today talking about these things I don't know anything about. It sounds like I'm being asinine, but no, I actually did enjoy this. But before we close it, I want to ask you some important questions. The first of which is, if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
It would be a middle schooler's like mustache that is just starting to darken and come in, but the mustache is made of adamantine razors. So it looks like it's for kids, but it's actually incredibly hard and will kill you.
And sharp.
Yep.
Okay. Do you sometimes wish you had that beard?
I do have that beard sometimes. I have to use Harden, and that's what happens. You trade me using a steel orb, and I come out with my steel spiky beard. That's how you get Steelix and what's Scyther when you...
Scizor.
Scizor, yeah.
Scizor. I was a little disappointed that none of them said their names. I thought that was like a Pokemon thing, isn't it? Like, don't they say their names?
All of them
In the
but
TV show,
Meowth.
And none of them
Meowth can
did.
talk.
There was one here, I think I actually wrote its name down, that jumped up in the air, and every time it did, it sounded like Chewbacca. Can't find that name. Can't find that name. You guys are just going to have to take my fucking word on that.
I do. I believe you.
Thank you. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses do you think you'd get it?
It'd be the kind of glasses that you put on a baby when you realize that they can't see very well. So it's those like strappy baby glasses, only they can also kill with a glance.
Does a Pokemon do that?
No, I just think a baby that can just kill people by looking at it. It's cute on the outside, but it's deadly. It's cute.
You know, a baby would straight murder a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they don't have
With their
like,
innate sense of justice.
Yeah.
Listen to that episode of the Crack Podcast. Babies are constantly judging you and your fairness.
I've got one more question. This is for everybody here. I want to know how much this game is on Amazon. If you were to buy it right now, used on Amazon, how much do you think you'd pay for it?
If Tyler beats me, I'm going to be really upset.
$12.
$12 from Tyler. What do you think, Ryan? How much is this game used on Amazon?
That's about right for eBay prices.
Okay.
But I'm going to guess you said on Amazon.
Now, on Amazon,
I'm going to go 20.
you could go $20. So we got $12 from Tyler, $20 from Ryan. Actual retail price of Pokémon Stadium for the Nintendo 64 used at the time of this recording is $9.76.
We both lose.
You both lose. You both lose. I'm sorry. Those are some good guesses, though. I think I paid $8 for it.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. We got that Pokemon Stadium 2 for free. So it's pretty good. We got Pokemon for days, son.
Yeah, I want to look at Mudslap before I leave. I want to look at Mudslap. I want to see this Pokemon shit on another Pokemon. So there's a GIF out there. I love it, man. That's all it is Golem using Mudslap, and they just put the Brazzers logo at the bottom of it.
It's good. Anybody have any last comments or anything about Pokemon Stadium?
It can make a great drinking game, I think, because it's because of the slow pace. I think that would actually fit a drinking game perfectly. Where it's like if your Pokemon dies, you gotta take a shot.
I think this is good. It's just more so than a lot of other games. It's definitely a product of its time.
Yeah.
Back when this was new, it was awesome, and it served a unique purpose.
I enjoyed it.
Now
That's
it's
no
just
fucking
nowadays,
joke.
yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I feel like that means a lot. At least because I don't know shit about Pokemon, and I certainly haven't liked a lot of the N64 games.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've already got these two things against me, but I actually enjoyed this game.
It doesn't look like garbage either. It looks pretty smooth.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think the music is good. That announcer's got to go, but the music was good. But I do think a lot of it for me was that I got to play with another person, and we didn't take it seriously. We just had a good time with it. So,
Brian, any comments about it?
I
hold
loved
up
it
playing
at
it
the
again?
time. No, it didn't. Not at all. Not at all.
Well, thanks for coming on with all this build up for the all these gifts and your receipt.
this was from Michael. This wasn't from Ryan.
Well, he had to get it from Michael and bring it over.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, so you don't miss next week's episode. Everybody, next week's episode, next Original Flavor Wednesday. Fucking hold on to your fucking hats.
Here we go.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, you did it. You said it. We have to do it now.
I've already been texting Nicole, and she is over there just at peak arousal, still just thinking about Banjo-Kazooie. She actually texts me in all caps, and she never does that. She's a low-key texter.
Are you goofing right now, or did she
No.
actually text you back in all caps?
She texts me back in all caps. How excited
I have
she is.
never gotten an all caps text from Nicole. I'm a little jealous.
You don't really see her use LOL or caps or anything like that. Josh is the normal life, as Nicole is the texting. She prefers to keep it at a 6,
Yeah.
texting wise.
Older people usually don't use caps.
I was the same way. I also treated texting the same way, and I still do to a certain degree until Cockmaster Ashley Shake made a comment, I think to you, Tyler, that he thought I was mad at him because I was very formal in my text communications.
I mean, that's just that he should know there's a difference between Japanese and English. So I can see, like, in Japanese, yeah, that person might be mad at you.
So now
Not really the same in English.
I've kind of come off it a little bit. I'm throwing around like terms like, dude, I'm on fleek. Stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I'm a pretty cool guy, is what I'm saying.
Dude, this mudslap is on fleek.
Damn, did y'all see this? I'm in hardened.
Let's see. We still love 5-star iTunes reviews. We need them. Need them
we
badly.
do. They fuel They fuel something of ours. I don't know what it is.
Our lifespans.
Yeah, there.
Pretty
we go.
much, yeah. So if you...
For every 500 5-star iTunes review we actually get another regeneration.
Yep. And hopefully we'll regenerate into each other then the podcast can keep going. Oh, fuck. Now I'm just thinking about that. I'm just thinking about, like, how we should have done Pokemon Stadium is that we just say our own names for an hour and a half in the inflection like we were speaking.
Tyler.
Tyler.
Luckily for the listener, Pokemon Stadium did not fall on April Fool's Day. Because otherwise they would straight up have an hour and a half of that.
So we try to further incentivize you giving us something with a 5-star written review. We try to give you back something. So if there's a game you want us to play,
To reach around.
it's a reach around, or a guest host you want for a certain episode, include that in your 5-star review, and we promise we will get to that eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about something. I think we're going to do an all calls for Monday. And then we're going to be making a lot of enemies on the internet talking about Banjo-Kazooie. I'm assuming.
It might be amazing.
It might be.
We might play it together, and Annex is going to look like Stan Marsh after he got that hand-drawn pornography in South Park. Just look like spider webs just inside of the Statue of Liberty in Ghostbusters in here. It's going to be that great. And then Nicole crying in the back of the room.
I can tell you this right now. Banjo-Kazooie is not going to be as good as Sushi Go Round. Go ahead and mark that on the record. There's no way Banjo-Kazooie is better than Sushi Go Round. In the meantime, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. And if you want to find a back episode, you can go there if you don't want to go to SoundCloud for some reason. You can also find us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. If you have anything to say about this particular episode, that is the best place to put it. Tyler will normally make a post per episode, and we do read all those. I try to respond to those, but sometimes I'm like, man, I responded to a lot of these while I'm at work. I should probably lay off and wait till I get home. And then when I get home, I forget about it. So that's why I haven't been too active on there. You can find us on Twitter. We are at tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize. But thank you for everybody who is retweeting, particularly our episode posts, because that really does help spread the word about the show. You can call us if you want. I guarantee you're not going to be on the next All Calls show. John Turley, Burger Bottom, John Turley, sorry, John, called today. The first time he's called in. So he texted me to let me know that he called in. I was like, damn, dude, you must have some real important shit to say. He does. I don't think he realizes that it's going to be 2018 before that call gets played, because we got a backlog of voicemails. So if you want to get in queue behind John Turley, call us at 270-883-2555. Try to keep it under 3 minutes if at all possible. You can text, but I promise you I will fuck up your name like I did Jordakai's, which I'm positive is not his actual name.
John is probably just going to rally about how we need to go like Australia does and ban all firearms.
Probably. If I know John,
definitely.
That's probably what he's going to be about. We've got a Patreon. I've saved the most awkward for last. Don't worry. If you want to give us money for any reason, you can at patreon.com/tadpog. It's completely optional. Of course, we're going to continue to do this show regardless of whether or not you give us money. But thank you very much to the people who have donated. We really, really do appreciate that. And eventually, it will pay our hosting fees, our SoundCloud fees, and hopefully get us some new equipment. So thank you for everybody who does that. And to people who don't, I don't know. Maybe you should. I'm just saying. Yeah. Maybe you should.
You'll get some stuff. You will. We've recorded episodes.
Yeah, we do have some.
My daughter just needs to chill out for a little while so I can edit them.
And stop zapping me with her fucking baby goggles.
I feel you trying to kill me. Stop it. You'll be here all alone until mom gets home, and you're going to get really hungry. Quit it. Ryan, how you want to close this out? Wait, Ryan.
Moves by Sycamore Drive.
Okay.
Nailed it. Where can I find it?
At the on show notes. On the show notes at tadpog.com.
All right, perfect.
How do you want to close this out?
Okay, I'm gonna see if Dave knows what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Okay, we're gonna say, I guess, say what you usually say when it what does Josh say?
Stop hitting me.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
Tropical Capricorn.
I'm sorry.
And then after we say tropical Capricorn, we have to say how Tyler always sums up something. It's see if you know it. It's 2 words. He always says after someone says something, and then he just kind of agrees with it.
Okay. All right. This is an idiosyncrasy that I don't think I've noticed.
Okay. I noticed listening to that. He says it all the time.
On the Facebook,
all the time.
On the Facebook group, they had a big thing about this.
Really?
About shit we always say.
Okay.
That like habits we fall into. I know what if I want to break the tension, like if we have a long gap between something, I always go, oh shit. Oh, I am conscious of myself doing that, and then Blake had to bring it up last time. They had a whole big like Tadpog drinking game. Do it when they say this, and they had like 40 things that we do all the fucking time.
Awesome.
And if you don't know, I'll do it. Okay.
I don't know it, but I'll just say something.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn.
Oh shit.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
You're right. I did. Yeah. You're right.
2,000 people just said that with you, Ryan. I have a feeling. Meanwhile, the guy who's sat across from you like 227 times is like, I don't know what he says.
Once he starts on his spiel, I zone out.
That's not true. I pay attention to you. You're my special little star. You think anyone in the history of the world has ever had 3 testicles and they found out that one was just a giant tumor?
Yes, I swear to God. This is a funny story. I knew it.
Save it. Ask that question again.
I know that this happened to a person that I knew. It wasn't a tumor, but yeah.